You're listening to Community Radio, CKMS Radio Waterloo, 102.7, 946 on the Rogers Digital Network.
Good morning, Waterloo Region. It's CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman. On a Monday, June the 29th, we've got a show full of new Canadian content music, starting with Kiana Smith from Cambridge. This is Softly.
I don't want to hear it's over. I can't stand to see you walk away. I know this is going nowhere fast. Just spare me from the pain for a little longer. Say it to me softly that you still need me, 'cause I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna know that pain. All these tears I cried, but I still feel the same. You got my mind running races, trying to win. Your mind is trying to, it's 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 trying to. You don't look at me quite the same. I never hear you call my name, but you'll always have a place in my heart, even if you don't want it. Say it to me softly that you still need me, 'cause I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna know that pain. All these tears I cried, but I still feel the same. You got my mind running races, trying to win. Your mind game got me going insane. I love and I hate you, but still I won't blame you, no. I know you'll never love me again. You're long gone, but I can't seem to get off of this train. Say it to me softly that you still need me, 'cause I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna know that pain. All these tears I cried, but I still feel the same. You got my mind running races, trying to win. Your mind is trying to, it's trying to, it's trying to, it's trying to, it's trying to. Let's try to, let's try to, let's try to.
Reflecting all my sins to your eyes, reflecting all your sins to your lies. You know I lose myself every night. I know you're by yourself every night. You got your name engraved across all of my pain, yeah. I need to see your face, I'm driving way too faded, yeah. Now I'ma find a way, I gotta find a way, yeah. I need to see your face. Dark clouds of smoke fill up my right. Every morning I forget the night. Wouldn't wanna lose you, but you think it's alright. Push me off the edge, I don't know how to fly. You got your name engraved across all of my pain, yeah. I need to see your face, I'm driving way too faded, yeah. Now I'ma find a way, I gotta find a way, yeah. I need to see your face.
Say you will, say you won't, either way it's the same. The time you take is time you waste, it's time you took the blame. You say you can't be alone tonight. I'll take you there so you can feel what it feels like. Tonight's the night when it all could happen. See the sailor when the sun goes down. I'm trying to act up, but it's just too tough to say. Oh, and I'm trying to prove it as you're walking away. Hey, I can be the better man. One more drink, one more dance. It's 2 a.m. and I can't stop the sound of the beat. Spirit of the street. It's the spirit of the street. I had a dream last night, yeah, I swear you were there. You walked home all alone and I just didn't care. No, no, you can't walk away this time. It's all or nothing and I know that you know it. Tonight's the night when it all could happen. See the city when the sun comes up. I'm trying to act up, but it's just too tough to say. Whoa, I'm trying to prove it as you're walking away. Hey, I can be the better man. One more drink, one more dance. 2 a.m. and I can't stop the sound of the beat. The spirit of the street. 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 Whoa,
That's Ty Dempsey. Ty Dempsey is an artist from Windsor, in not Windsor, Ontario, but Windsor, Nova Scotia. Having a quick look at his website, the band tydempseymusic.bandcamp.com. Reading off the bio, Ty Dempsey is a singer-songwriter musician originally hailing from the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. His music showcases a blend true to the life lyrics and catchy song structures that create a classic sound that's future-bound. Got a couple of tracks by Ty Dempsey on today, so hopefully we'll get to them both. He and I have corresponded, and hopefully when all the COVID stuff is done, Ty Dempsey will work his way towards central Ontario, passing through Ontario, central Canada, passing through Ontario, and pop into the studio to say hello. I think we have on the phone Mo Markham. Mo, welcome to Community Connections. Is Mo Markham there? Hi, Mo. Welcome to Community Connections. Mo Markham is not there. We'll catch up on that in a bit. Mo Markham from VegFest. VegFest is on this weekend from Saturday and Sunday, but virtually this year. We hope to be talking to Mo Markham in a bit to find out exactly how that all works. So, catching up on the music, we heard Bebo before that. Bebo, the only thing I know about Bebo is he's a rap artist from Waterloo region. Hasn't come into the studio yet. Hope to have him come by at some point. And we started off the hour with Kiana Smith, a new singer-songwriter from Cambridge, Ontario. Ted Smith wrote to us, said, "My daughter Kiana Smith is a grade 11 student at Jacob Hespeler Secondary School in Cambridge. She has worked hard to record and launch her first single, Softly. She wrote, performed the vocals and the music, and unfortunately, like many things, the launch was damped by the pandemic. Her launch party and promotion didn't happen, and we've been using social media to get it out, and now FM radio as well. It has had a few thousand listens, which isn't bad under the circumstances. She's on Instagram and Facebook, sharing her links to the songs, and on Spotify and other platforms, as well as the lyric video on YouTube. The video was shot in downtown Kitchener. And Ted says he'd really appreciate it if we had a listen, so we've put it out on the radio. It's in our library, and it'll play with additional CanCon music as we go on. Got some other tunes too. Here's Julian Taylor, and It Is Not Enough.
Well, it's not enough just to be perfect. You gotta be worth it if you're gonna try. And when the sun goes down, I know you feel worthless, but honey, it's worth it. So dry your eyes. And when the sun goes down on this dirty old town, I'm gonna lay you down, lay you down. I'm gonna pick you up before you run. Well, it's not enough just to be helpful. You gotta be doubtful if you're gonna try. And when the sun goes down, I know you feel helpless. Baby, you can't help it. So dry your eyes. And when the sun goes down on this dirty old town, I'm gonna lay you down, lay you down. I'm gonna pick you up before you run. And when the sun goes down on this dirty old town, I'm gonna lay you down, lay you down. I'm gonna pick you up before you run. Well, it's not enough just to be patient. You gotta be vacant if you're gonna try. And when the sun goes down, I know you feel restless. So honey, just rest your your weary eyes. And when the sun goes down on this dirty old town, I'm gonna lay you down, lay you down. I'm gonna pick you up before you run. And when the sun goes down on this dirty old town, I'm gonna lay you down, lay you down. I'm gonna pick you up, pick you up. I'm gonna strut my stuff, strut my stuff. I'm gonna break you down, break you down. I'm gonna steal your crown, and then pick you up before you run. Well, it's not enough just to be perfect. You gotta be worth it if you're gonna try.
Julian Taylor from another new album. We do have on the phone with us today Mo Markham from KW Veg Fest. Welcome to the show, Mo. You're good to have you here. So unfortunately, we are having a bit of trouble with the sound. And working very hard on trying to get this set up, but we'll see how well that goes. All right. Veg Fest is a virtual affair this year. What's up with that?
Yeah, so we had to decide, a month or two ago what this was going to look like because, still so many things were closed down and we didn't know where things were going to go. And we figured the beginning of July was not a time when the city was going to want us to have thousands of people in Victoria Park. So we decided to go online, and it's been a lot of work, but in fact, we're able to offer a lot of things that we couldn't have done in person. So it has its benefits as well. So we will be having cooking demonstrations, and we have a health panel with some doctors. We have a pediatrician and a cardiologist and a naturopath who will be joining us. And we also have Dr. Neil Bernard from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine in the United States. So we were able to bring people in from a distance as well. We have Dr. Silas Rao, who will be talking about climate, not a doctor, and he is joining us from Arizona. So, and we have cooking demonstrations that we couldn't have done otherwise. We have some tours, sanctuary tours and things. So all stuff that we couldn't have done in person, but we're hoping that people will enjoy them virtually.
So there's an awful lot of new stuff that we haven't seen in previous Veg.
I'm still having a hard time understanding you, Bob. Sorry.
There's an awful lot of new stuff happening in this Veg Fest that we haven't seen in the past 2 years.
That's right. Yeah. So it's difficult to do, to do a cooking demonstration in person. You have to have the facilities to do that, and that doesn't often come with the facilities that we have for a large Veg Fest. So that will work well for us. And in general, we're able to have people from a distance. We're able to have the sanctuary tours, so people can be on the farms. And I think we have some video as well from the primate sanctuary that is in Quebec. So people will be able to see the animals and things that they wouldn't be able to see if they were in person.
Did you have any trouble rounding up people to come do this virtually on the internet? Or are people pretty receptive to the idea of coming online and participating?
We have yet to find out. So we'll find that out on the weekend. We'll have a better idea on the weekend, I think, what that's going to look like. And in the meantime, we'll see. We have, thousands of people who have viewed the page, but it's hard to know who will actually come to Veg Fest and sign up for our Planet Challenge as well.
Having a quick look at the the web page right now. So it says we're going virtual Saturday and Sunday, July 4th and 5th. And then it gives a little bit of an explanation. Not a great deal of detail on the web page for kwvegfest.ca itself. I guess you're steering people over towards the Facebook page instead.
Right now I can hear you clearly, Bob. So I don't know if you moved your head differently or what, but now I can hear you quite clearly. So both Facebook and our webpage. The challenge is on our webpage, and I think it will be linked on our Facebook page as well. But there's lots of information on our website about what people can save in just 2 days, and what the region could save in just 2 days if we. If the entire region took the challenge and went plant-based and car-free and plastic-free for that one weekend.
So there's a survey, a form to fill in for people to sign up for the challenge.
Sorry, say again.
Is there a form online for people to fill in to participate in the challenge?
Is there
an online form?
Yeah, there's just a MailChimp form on the website, and it's really just a click. And if you send in your email, we will send you back a resources page, and that's pretty much it. So so right there, you can see you can take the challenge there if you click that orange button, and all you have to do is put in your email, and all we'll send you is a resources information resources page. We're not going to send you information later on. It's just really so that people can join up and tell us that they're taking part. So just I can give you some examples if you want of what people would save if they just take the challenge for the 2 days, and what the region would save. It's pretty stunning to look at the numbers that we could.
Sure, give us a couple of examples.
Sorry, I'm still.
Go for the examples. Let's hear some of the examples that you've got for plant-based alternatives.
Some examples, yeah. So if one person went plant-based for just the 2 days of the festival, they would save 6 kilos of CO2 equivalent, 6,000 liters of water, and also trees. And if the entire region went plant-based for the weekend, we would save 3.5 million kilos of CO2 equivalent, 3.5 billion liters of water, and 5,000 to 14,000 trees. That's just from those 2 days. And all of our references and the way we figured it all out is all on the website as well. And in terms of plastics as well, if the region, I'll just give you for the region, if the whole region went plant-based for the weekend, we would save 3.5 million bottles, plastic bottles, 2.25 million plastic bags, 2.5 million straws, and 2.5 million single-use cups. So, and this was based on, like the average for Canada. And if the entire region went car-free for those 2 days, just 2 days, we would save 11 million kilos of CO2. Staggering, like one city in one or one region in the world, how much difference we can make if we come together and try to reduce what the CO2 and reduce the plastics that we're creating in the world.
So this is the one step that we can take to meet our greenhouse gas emissions, our Paris agreement, and essentially to save the planet just by switching to plant-based diets, reducing our car use. Everything could be fixed by adopting the principles of VegFest.
Yeah, certainly there are other things that people can do. We wanted to not make it too complicated for people, but most, I think, the greatest of these actually is plant-based, and the the United Nations, studies from major universities across the world, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, say that the most useful thing that people can do for the planet, the best thing that people can do for the planet in terms of greenhouse gas emissions and other environmental impacts, is go plant-based. We don't think about it, but every time we're eating an animal or an animal product, we're really consuming all of the food that went into feeding that animal for months or possibly years, depending on the animal, before they were killed for food, or their food was or their bodily products were used. So all of that food is being eaten secondhand, but being eaten for months before it comes to us, right? For years before it comes to us sometimes. All of the water that they consume is being wasted as well. So if we and of course land, and then greenhouse gas emissions as well, right? So all of that is tied up in what we're eating when we're eating animal foods.
And then there's the ethical consideration of switching to plant-based diets.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're doing to the animals, is pretty indefensible if we actually look at what's happening to those animals in animal agriculture. Most countries in the world, or many countries in the world, have now acknowledged the sentience of animals. Anybody who has ever had an animal in their life, a dog or a cat or a bird or a rabbit, has an understanding of that. We know that they feel pain. We know that they feel pleasure. We know that they feel fear, right? And that they think, they problem solve. I'll tell you a little story, actually, that I probably don't have her permission to do it, but I'm pretty sure she'll be okay with it. That Laura told me when they had fish for their kids, when their kids were younger, and they had a fish tank, and there were just 2 fish left in the tank, and one of the fish got sick and couldn't swim anymore. And what happened was the other fish would, when they would drop the food in the top of the tank, the other fish would come along, get underneath the sick fish, and lift them up to the top of the tank so that they could eat. And this happened repeatedly. So we see fish as very different from us because they look different, but they still have thought processes. They still can problem solve. They still do all of that stuff. So this Veg Fest, we're focusing on helping people to understand the climate impacts of animal agriculture and the health impacts as well, and how really healthy a plant-based diet can be. Our food guide now tells people that eating a plant-based diet is healthy and good for the planet and good for them. The dietitians associations of most countries in the world are in agreement with people eating a plant-based diet, and say that it's perfectly healthy for all stages of life, for pregnancy and young children and athletes, pretty much everyone. There's a section on our website where we talk about some of that. And there's some information about athletes, including athletes who've been vegan from birth. One of them, and their accomplishments. One of them was the youngest woman to be an alpine skier, or one of the youngest at the time. She was, I think, 14 years old, was an alpine skier in the Olympics. And she had been vegan
Markham in just a bit. I'll ask some more questions about the proceedings of Veg Fest and attendance, and I'm particularly interested in what's happening to the many food vendors that would be at an in-person Veg Fest. But for the moment, let's go back to a bit of music. We'll join Julian Taylor again from The Ridge.
Through the bushes and past the pond, my sister and I used to catch frogs there under the household, and we had to move on. Now there's a westbound wind blowing through the ridge again. Saying I'll go outside and wait for it to die, but either way, it never ends. Then make our way past the dog pen, through the fields to the stables where the horses lay. Shovel my nose, clean their beds, and prepare the feed for the day. My favorite horse was named Frosty, until Sherry gave birth to a calf named Zareen. I swear I was there to witness birth, sharing that incredible memory. Now there's a westbound wind blowing through the ridge again. You can stay in or go outside and wait for it to die, but either way, it never ends. She taught me how to ride. She used to sing me lullabies. She watched me take my first steps in the kitchen when I was a kid. And those were the early years where we were taught to have no fear, and everything seemed so clear. I'd follow her out the front door, down the path through the brushes and past the pond. My sister and I used to catch frogs there until the household and we had to move on. Now there's a westbound wind blowing through the ridge again. You can go in or stay outside, wait for it to die, but either way, it never ends. It never ends. It never ends. I could tell you either way. There's nothing I wouldn't give to have the life that you have lived. Well, I want to see this through the weather, and I'm going to see this through the rain. I know that I'll be brave thanks to the lessons that you gave. Mama, I'm sick of these growing pains, and I don't feel the same. Oh, Mama, ain't it funny how times have changed, but I will stay the same. Well, I'm gonna give this everything I got, 'cause you always told me, Mama, that's quite a lot. And I want you to know that there's so much that I owe to you. Mama, I'm sick of these growing pains, and I will feel the same. Oh, Mama, ain't it funny how times have changed? Oh, but I stay the same. I miss writing songs and driving my old car across America. And I miss writing songs and feeling confident temporarily. And I miss waking up and feeling terrible. It seems so valuable. And I miss getting high with people I don't know and feeling like I should probably go right now. I gotta leave right now. I gotta go right now. Yeah, I gotta go. And I miss writing songs and sitting wondering if they'd be anything. And I miss singing songs and smoking cigarettes before the internet took all of my time. And I miss coming home after several months away and wishing I could stay. And I miss writing songs about who I used to be and people I don't see anymore. Where did everybody go? Where did everybody go? Where'd everybody go? Oh, well, I gotta leave right now. Gotta go right now. Yeah, I gotta go. Well, I miss writing songs and driving my old car back to Canada.
So that was Noah Taylor. Or no, sorry, that was Noah Reed. Julian Taylor, Noah Reed. I'll get them all right eventually. Noah Reed was born in Toronto, and says on his bio page that Noah Reed is widely known for his work in television, film, and stage, including his role as Patrick on the Emmy-nominated sitcom Schitt's Creek. A songwriting style that touches on the singer-songwriters of the 70s and an honest contemporary delivery, Noah Reed is a combination of old and new, polished and rusted over. Nice, ballady, alternative stuff that I haven't heard in a long time. Good to have Noah Reed on our playlist, on our digital music library. We also have Julian Taylor, the artist we heard at the top there after we listened to Mo Markham. Good country music that I haven't heard in a while. Julian Taylor doesn't fit in a box from his website. He never has, and more power to him. A Toronto music scene staple and a musical chameleon, Julian Taylor is used to shaking it up over the course of 10 albums in the last 2 decades. And sadly, again, this is the first I've heard of Julian. Very glad that he contacted us. Of West Indian and Mohawk descent, Taylor first made his name as a frontman for Staggered Crossing, a Canadian rock staple in the early 2000s. These days, however, the soulful singer-guitarist might be on stage one night and playing with his eponymous band, spelling out the electrified rhythm and blues glory, and the next, he'll be performing at a folk festival delivering a captivating solo singer-songwriter set. His songs have been placed in shows like Kim's Convenience, Haven, Private Eyes, and Elementary. He's been invited to perform at 2 Olympic Games. Soulful blues, rhythmic, soul, rootsy, rock riffs, and troubadour-esque folk songs that comprise his music are worth putting your busy life on hold for and worth listening to the radio for. Both Julian and Noah Reed are not so far away from Kitchener-Waterloo, so we hope to have them into the studio at some point for an interview for sure, and hopefully a live, on-air, in-studio performance. And sandwiched between Julian Taylor and Noah Reed just now, we were listening to Ty Dempsey. Ty Dempsey, who contacted us and provided us with a brand new single, "Spirit of the Street," that came out only a couple of days ago, if it hasn't been released already. All right, onwards. We'll finish off with a little bit of Julian Taylor and Human Race, and then we're going to go into a new test mix from local band Parallax Error. Parallax Error was the very first band we showcased on CKMS Community Connections over a year ago, and they've got a new piece out called Democracy. The test mix, not the final version yet, so stay tuned for that. We'll have the polished version as soon as it gets released by Parallax Error. But in the meantime, a little bit of Julian Taylor to take us into Parallax Error in a bit.
Whenever I felt like I blew it, just say, please won't you help me through it? I should never be so vain to say I've ruined your life. The human race, to get out of this place. The human race, we all feel out of place in the human race. To get out of this place, the human race, we all feel out of place in the human race. In the human race, in the human race, in the human race.
let me down. Don't take the best of me. What goes around comes back around, round, 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 round. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can book me down. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can't stop me now. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. Now you're stripped underneath. Unusual defeat. Had a dream once before. Nothing was quite like this. Stricken by the fall. I imagine you can't see me. There's nothing left. Hello. Don't ever leave. Don't let me down. Don't take the best of me. What goes around comes back around, round, 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 round. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can book me down. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can't stop me now. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. I can never love someone and you can terminate alone and gone. Don't you ever leave my friend. Don't you let me down. Don't let me down. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can book me down. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. You may abandon me, but my heart beats steadily for you. Cold earth can't stop me now. Walk away and bury the bone. Bury the bone. Bury the bone.
This gorgeous country, so green and so vast, red maple leaf waving in my sky so fast, a fantastic view of mountains and lakes, so great and so mighty, these scenic landscapes. Oh Canada, oh Canada, country up north, so free, so strong, proud of its worth. The city's ever so clear, with timeless traditions from far and from near. There is so much choice, explore it with ease. You have the freedom to be what you please. Oh Canada, oh Canada, country up north, so free, so strong, proud of its worth. So many great things for us here to see. Can't wait to discover it all mystery. There is nowhere else a country like this. Oh, wonderful Canada, thank you for this. Oh, Canada, country up north, so free, so strong, proud of its wild. Oh, Canada, country up north, so free, so strong, proud of its wild.
That's We Are Proud of Canada, written by Mariana Coral from the Choral Music School of Waterloo. We've got that in our digital music library. We'll probably be playing it a few times because Canada Day is coming up. It'll be Wednesday, July the 1st, of course. So lyrics by Anna Petrova, and sadly, I don't recall who sings it, but it's on their YouTube page, and it's all linked on our website, radiowaterloo.ca/ccc. Before that, we heard Melotica with the Bare Bones Savage remix, and I expect that's Sean Savage from Amplified Radio Network, which now airs on CKMS FM at noon on Monday, so right after CKMS Community Connections. And before that was Parallax Error, the new release called Democracy. Parallax Error is Kevin Paisley and Sam Hill, a genre-defying group, call themselves bass and drums as opposed to drums and bass. Hope to have them in the studio again at some point too, performing all the good new stuff. Advance sales are now available. You can contact Kevin Paisley on Facebook or contact them through their Bandcamp site. A little bit more information about VegFest, the keynote speaker who will be speaking online for KW VegFest on Saturday, July the 4th and Sunday, July the 5th. I expect Dr. Bernard, the keynote speaker, is speaking only on the Saturday. We also have speakers Dr. Shane Williams, Dr. Rikin Patel, and Dr. Julie Chan. And the whole panel, health panel, is hosted and moderated by CKMS's own very own Rob McNeil. Rob McNeil hosts Liberation Hour, which airs on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock in the morning, a repeat show of the original broadcast on Thursdays at, I believe, 8 p.m. A show all about plant-based foods, plant-based lifestyles, the animal agriculture, animal industry in Canada and elsewhere. So tune in for that on a Thursday and again on a Tuesday morning. Let's take us out with a little bit of Young Kukupon. This is March of somebody. Well, we'll figure it out in a second. Young Kukupon. Young Kukupon, Marching Song of the Last Legion. Available on Bandcamp, youngkukupon.bandcamp.com, I believe. Again, all linked from radiowaterloo.ca/ccc. You've been listening to CKMS Community Connections, which airs every Monday from 11 o'clock till noon, and again on Fridays from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Stay tuned on a Saturday from noon till 1 o'clock as our executive producer, Jennifer Strong, airs a new show called Blue Sky Community Connections, somewhat related to what CKMS Community Connections does, but a separate show hosted entirely by Jennifer Strong. CKMS Community Connections is produced by Jennifer Strong with associate producers Dylan Bravener, Jeff Stager, and Jordan Dorans. My name is Bob Jonkman. Back again with more new Canadian content music next week, Monday. See you then.
This is Nat Prasad, and you're tuned into 102.7 CKMS FM Radio Waterloo.